Hari Om friends, welcome once again to our Sanatan Duniya Channel, your spiritual home. In this video, I shall be narrating the story or Katha of the Amalaki Ekadashi Vrat, which normally comes during the Shukla Paksha or bright fortnight of the Phalguna month of the Hindu calendar, which normally corresponds to either February or March month of the English calendar. The Katha or story of this Amalaki Ekadashi Vrat is as follows. King Mandala once said to Vashishta Muni, "O great sage, be merciful to me and tell me about a holy fast that will benefit me forever." Vashishta Muni replied, "O king, kindly listen to me describe the best of all days of fasting, Amalaki Ekadashi. One who faithfully observes the fast on this Ekadashi will acquire immense wealth, be freed from the effects of all sins, and attain liberation. Fasting on this Ekadashi, there is no more purifying than to donate 1,000 cows in charity to a pure Brahmin." So listen to me carefully as I tell you the story of a hunter who, though engaged daily in killing innocent animals for his livelihood, attained liberation by fasting according to the rules and regulations of worship prescribed in the Amalaki Ekadashi. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom called Vaidisha, where all Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras were equally endowed with Vedic knowledge, great physical strength, and excellent intelligence. O lion among kings, the whole kingdom was full of Vedic sounds. No man was an atheist, and no one committed a sin. The governor of this kingdom was King Pashabinduka, who belonged to the lunar Soma dynasty. He was also known as Chitraratha and was very religious and truthful. King Chitraratha is said to have had 10,000 elephants and was very wealthy and well versed in the 6 branches of Vedic wisdom. During the reign of Maharaj Chitraratha, no person in his kingdom tried to practice dharma or duty of another. Thus, all the Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras were devoted to their own dharmas. In the whole country, there was no poverty or poor man. There was never a drought or a flood. Truly, the kingdom was free from disease and everyone was in good health. People rendered loving devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, just like the king who rendered special service to Lord Shiva. In addition, everyone fasted twice a month at Ekadashi. Thus, O best of kings, the inhabitants of Vaidisha lived for many long years in great happiness and prosperity. Abandoning all materialistic religion, they devoted themselves entirely to the loving service of the Supreme Lord Hari. Once in the month of Phalguna, February or March, the holy fast of Amalaki Ekadashi came along with Dwadashi. King Chitraratha realized that this particular fast was particularly beneficial, and so he and all the people of Vaidisha observed this holy Ekadashi very strictly, carefully following the rules and regulations. After bathing in the river, the king and all his subjects went to the temple of Lord Vishnu, where the Amalaki tree grew. First, the king and his leading sages offered the tree a pot filled with water and a beautiful crown, shoes, gold, diamonds, rubies, pearls, sapphires, and aromatic incense. They then worshipped Lord Parashurama with the following prayers. O Lord Parashurama, O son of Renuka, O all-pervading, O liberator of worlds, kindly come under this holy Amalaki tree and accept our humble obeisances. Then they prayed to the Amalaki tree, O Amalaki, O descendant of Lord Brahma, you can destroy all sinners. Accept our respectful obeisance and these humble gifts. O Amalaki, you are actually a form of Brahman and once worshipped by Lord Ramachandra himself. Anyone who goes around you will immediately be freed from all their sins. After those excellent prayers, King Chitraratha and his subjects stayed awake all night praying and worshipping according to the rites of the holy Ekadashi fast. It was during this auspicious period of fasting and prayer that a very unbelieving man approached the congregation, a man who supported himself and his family by killing animals. The hunter, burdened with fatigue and sin, saw the king and the people of Vedisha observing Amalaki Ekadashi, keeping vigil through the night, fasting and worshipping Lord Vishnu in a beautiful forest, setting brilliantly illuminated by many lamps. The hunter hid nearby, wondering what the extraordinary sight before him was. What's going on here, he thought. What he saw in that beautiful forest under the sacred Amalaki tree was the deity of Lord Damodara worshipped upon the water pot asana, and he heard the devotees chanting sacred songs describing the transcendental forms and modes of Lord Krishna. In spite of himself, that staunchly unbelieving slayer of innocent birds and animals spent the whole night in great wonder, watching the Ekadashi celebration and listening to the praise of the Lord. Soon after sunrise, the king and his royal retinue, including the sages from the earth, the court, and all the citizens, stopped observing Ekadashi and returned to the town. The hunter returned to his cabin and happily ate his meal. The hunter died in time, but the merit he attained by fasting on the Ekadashi of Amalaki and hearing the praises of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and staying awake all night entitled him to a great rebirth as a king with many chariots, elephants, horses, and soldiers. His name was Vasuratha, the son of King Viduratha, and he ruled the kingdom of Jayanti. King Vasuratha was strong and fearless, bright as the sun and beautiful as the moon. In strength, he was like Sri Vishnu, and in forgiveness, like the earth itself. A very benevolent and truthful king, Vasuratha served the Supreme Lord Sri Vishnu with ever loving devotion. Hence, he became well versed in Vedic knowledge. Always active in state affairs, he took great care of his subjects as if they were his own children. He did not like pride in anyone and was pained to see it. He made various sacrifices and always made sure that the poor in his kingdom received enough charity. One day, while hunting in the jungle, King Vasuratha lost his way and got lost. Wandering for a while and finally getting tired, he stopped under a tree and used his hands as a pillow and fell asleep. While he was sleeping, some members of the barbarian tribe came upon him and, remembering their long standing enmity against the king, began to discuss among themselves various ways to kill him. Because he killed our father, mother, brother in law, grandchildren, nephews, and uncles, we are forced to wander aimlessly like so many madmen in the forest. Saying this, they prepared to kill King Vasuratha with various weapons, including spears, swords, arrows, and mystic cords. But none of these deadly weapons could even touch the sleeping king. And soon the uncivilized dog-eating tribesmen were terrified. Their fear sapped their strength, and soon they lost what little sense they had and almost fainted from confusion and weakness. Suddenly, a beautiful woman emerged from the king's body, shocking the aborigines. Adorned with many ornaments, with a wonderful fragrance, a magnificent garland around her neck, a brow furrowed with fierce anger, and fiery eyes blazing, the woman looked like death incarnate. She quickly killed all the tribesmen who tried to kill the sleeping king with her burning chakra disc. Just then, the king woke up and saw all the dead tribesmen lying around him and was surprised. He wondered, "These are all my great enemies. Who killed them so violently? Who is my great benefactor?" At that moment, he heard a voice from heaven. You asked who helped you? Well, who is the person who alone can help someone who is in distress? He is none other than Sri Keshava, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he who saves all those who take refuge with him without any selfish motives. On hearing these words, King Vasuratha was filled with love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Keshava, Krishna. He returned to his capital and reigned there as another Lord Indra, king of the heavenly realms, without any hindrance. Therefore, O King Mandata, Venerable Vashishta Muni concluded, anyone who observes this holy Amalaki Ekadashi Vrat will undoubtedly attain the supreme abode of Lord Vishnu. So great is the religious merit earned by observing this most holy fast day. Thus ends the description of the magnificence of Phalguna Shukla Ekadashi or Amalaki Ekadashi in the Brahmanda Purana. So friends, here ends the story and other details regarding the Amalaki Ekadashi Vrat. I hope you liked this video, and if you did like it, then please hit the like button and also subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. I wish all of you the successful and joyful observance of all the Ekadashis, and I pray that Lord Vishnu's and Lord Krishna's blessings be upon all of us. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day ahead. Hari Om.